This is The Point, news from noise, daily market call presented by Kattan Ferretti Financial. I'm your CEO, Brad Roth, and I look forward to having a daily discussion with you over the topics that we present in this note every single morning. So without further ado, The Point.
Good morning, Cameron.
Good morning.
How are you doing today?
I am good. And yourself?
I'm not too bad, man. Interesting story. I woke up at 4:45 with my phone going off, right, my alarm, and I was convinced as I stared at it that it was some kind of price indicator for our robo platform. And I was shaking my phone and saying, why in the name of Samson did Brad install this robo thing on my phone? When did he put this thing on here? And markets don't open for 4.5 hours. Why is this thing giving me like trade indications and updates on where prices are? And then a few seconds later, I realized it was my alarm. So I'm pretty sure I got some work done in my sleep last night. That's the perfect plug for our new robo platforms that will be coming out in the future. But take it away with the news, buddy.
U.S. future markets are little changed this morning ahead of housing data and consumer sentiment data. Crude oil is set for its longest run of weekly decline since 2015, as all signs point to continuing oversupply, with Libya returning to full production and the U.S. surplus going nowhere. The U.S. government plans to crack down on currency manipulations for partner countries in the North American Free Trade Agreement, including Canada, Mexico, and South Korea. Amazon is considering $9 billion purchase of Slack Technologies to compete against Google and Microsoft. To date, the largest acquisition Amazon has made was for $1.1 billion. The emotional intelligence of Elon Musk was on display in a recent email to his workforce, and the theme of the companies becoming technology companies is not a theme that is going to fade anytime soon. We're doing it as a financial company in Greensburg, and now Subway, as sales have faded, is realizing that touchscreens and apps are here to stay. Booz Allen being investigated by the U.S. government for overcharging on government projects. 97% of Booz Allen's revenue this year is from government contracts, and Snowden also previously worked at the firm. Solar power, once so costly it only made economic sense in spaceships, is becoming cheap enough that it will push coal and even natural gas plants out of business faster than previously forecast. And lastly, in the United States, the U.S. is investing $258 million in a supercomputing race with China. Across the ponds, in Europe, the Stoxx 600 index is trading higher with automakers rising after car sales data showed 7.7% increase in May. U.S. stocks were higher Friday, with Tesco plc shares rising following sales growth figures from Britain's largest supermarket chain. Core inflation in the Eurozone was reported in line with expectations, remaining low. Wage growth also remains low. Statistics showed average wages for Britons have declined in retail sales in May fell 1.2%. The Euro area finance ministers agreed to release 8.5 billion euros, which translates to $9.5 billion, in new loans for Greece, ensuring that the country will be able to make bond payments due in July. Overnight, the MSCI Asia Pacific Index was broadly unchanged, while Japan's TOPIX Index gained 0.5% as the yen weakened in the aftermath of the BOJ decision. With inflation still distant from its target, the Bank of Japan left its monetary stimulus goals unchanged, saying improving private consumption will support a growing economy. In Japan, Toshiba continues to see more interest in the roughly $19 billion price tag for their semiconductor division, as Bain Capital is reported to be interested. A Hong Kong appeals court has started hearing arguments over a case that has raised questions over the city's allure as a diversity-friendly employment destination. The share of farm commodities shipped overseas, ranging from corn, soybeans, wheat, cotton, coffee, and rubber, that China has imported, has gone from 5.4% in 2000 to 21% in 2015. The $48.3 billion of bulk agricultural commodities that China imported in 2015 was more than that of the next four largest buyers, Germany, the U.S., Japan, and the Netherlands, combined. PIMCO, the world's second largest bond manager, suggests investments in Australian-like bonds, meaning in the emerging markets where inflation expectations are low, and where currency shifts, if they should happen, would not greatly impact bond prices. Now, Bobby, can you kind of give us a broad perspective on growth and politics right now?
Well, Cam, you're a young guy. Did you ever watch Karate Kid?
Not really, no.
Not really? Great. I'm putting it on your homework for the weekend. So, just like we talked about 2 weeks ago, and markets are trading sideways, right? What do markets care about? They care about earnings, they care about growth, they care about inflation. GDP data is out in 2 weeks, so we have 2 weeks till we get the next snapshot of what kind of progress the U.S. is making. Expectations are still lower than real growth seems to be. That's why when you see stocks taking a breather like last Friday and seeing tech stocks pull back, they didn't really go very far, right? Mm-hmm. If you read the normal headlines, I mean, you'd think that like Google's entire management force like drowned off the coast somewhere, right? In reality, it wasn't any noise. It was just noise, right? So markets are in a holding pattern. Like I say, rinse, repeat. It's like Mr. Miyagi. Wax on, wax off with your daily process. Don't be shifted by, manic media screaming at you. Keep in mind that we're looking for growth in 2 weeks. If you see things fluctuate in your portfolios or whatnot in the meantime, it's not going to fluctuate by much unless something really extreme happens somewhere across the world. So for now, just keep your finger on the pulse of everything that's happening in China. Coming out today, talking about they're the number one buyer of our agricultural exports. That's a really good thing. They're buying U.S. debt again. That's a good thing. There's still debt concerns in China. That's not such a good thing. Stay up to date on those little headlines as they start coming and going, because whenever there's a much bigger development, you're going to be able to tell when you see, some headline while you're flipping across on TV. You're going to know if it's, the boy crying wolf, or if it's just some more noise and just another blip on the data point across the line, right? So, again, GDP in 2 weeks, and then until the next earnings season, it's summer, things are going to trade sideways, and we're going to do a whole lot of research in the meantime to be ready. So what are you seeing in sports here? What's up with these Canadians?
Oh, jeez.
Crazy Canadians and their bacon.
Oh, man, big trade.
I'm hungry, by the way. Where are we getting breakfast?
Me too. Anywhere.
Anywhere?
Anywhere.
All right. Well, what's going on with this hockey trade?
Jonathan Drew. I'm a big Lightning fan. Jonathan Drew, an up-and-coming star. Kind of like trading maybe like Evgeny Malkin when he's young, maybe, if he's that good. Traded by Tampa Bay over to Montreal. I think it's a win-win. A lot of people, including myself, were upset at first because he's such a good player. But what they got in return can turn out to be even more special. A young 18-year-old kid who's killing it. So, other than that, U.S. Open, Ricky is 7 under par, winning. But big names struggling. DJ 75, Rory 78, Jason Day 79. I think you and I could have done better than that.
I mean, honestly, I think Rory's clothes are just too tight.
I think so.
I couldn't swing in those things.
I know I couldn't.
And did Brad approve you being hired knowing you were a Lightnings fan?
I don't know. Don't tell him, though.
This is Penn's country, and you shouldn't be telling all the people who are going to pay us either.
Well, yeah, I guess you're right. So
yeah.
I guess this is my last episode then. So
No, I can't do this without you. We'll forgive you this time. All right, everyone. We'll see you back Monday. This was The Point for, what's the date?
June 16th.
See, I'd never know what day it was if we got rid of you, Cam.
That's true.
All right, I'll talk to you guys soon.